Hello Falmouth, hello YouTube. Welcome to the YouTube E-Quality Video Competition screening. My name is Cathy Preston, aka Laura Layla, and I'm an artist and YouTuber based in North Cornwall. This competition was open to all members of the YouTube community, a global, diverse group of people from differing cultures with varying talents, gifts and ideas. We are all there because we care about some injustice or inequity that irks us, about the planet, about life and all that may imply. To enter this competition, you had to make a video of less than 5 minutes on a topic that meant something to you in a creative way. As you may know, YouTube is an unregulated place where the usual rules for judging quality don't apply. There are no judges, no commissioning editors, no curators, no arbiters of value but ourselves. Therefore, the winners of this competition were chosen by participants' votes. To have an influence, you had to be involved. This competition was about equality in various ways. Equality of human opportunity, equality in deciding what has value, as a community and individually, and equality in creativity and expression. The finalists are now being given a public screening and prizes will be awarded. Thanks for coming, and I hope you enjoy the show. Dospook says, I'm a gritty, self-abusing visual artist who lives in the Mormon headquarters of the world. I keep running through themes of negation and nihilism as I rebel against the normative behaviour seen in my surroundings. Generally, for YouTube, I produce rambling, philosophical types of videos exposing lots of personal thoughts and vulnerabilities, and an occasional speed painting video as well. Hopefully, in the future, I hope to integrate the two styles like I did with my entry to the competition.
The Grand Rabbit, the Dark Trickster, the Pookie. It comes in, it invades our minds, it tricks our souls, it toys with our temperaments, it messes with our time, it changes everything in our reality, in our psyche. It beats us down. But what happens? What happens if one late night, the Grand Trickster, the Grand Pookie, decided to put on a coat of death and invade a game where only cats and aliens and death himself prevail? The job of the Grand Trickster at this point, like doctors, like men of medicine and men of science, the job of the Grand Trickster, the Grand Pookie, Pook, is to beat death at its own game.
ACyberGuy left the American Army in 1966 and found free love, peace, happiness and drugs. He says, my life started on a 22-year decline of self-gratification. Just a little pot, then a few pills, and on to heroin. Eventually, my wife could take no more and told the doctors. I entered rehab and 3 years later went to a Billy Graham crusade, and the rest is history. I became one of those crazy Christians I used to make fun of. My interests on YouTube are the big debate, creation, evolution and humour. I also have a small channel on antiques. I used to be a USCF chess player, the greatest game of all time. I flip houses, have several retail outlets, sell on eBay, and spend a lot of time working in church.
Okay, this is about proof. People say you have all the facts. The atheists have the facts. Guess what? I've been doing some research, and I know I have a philosophically argument with premises and fallacious things, and I can prove it because I have a degree. I was on the WWW, College of Worldwideness, and my WWW degree is in understanding things that people don't know about. And my premises are, number one, God exists. Number two, if God exists, there should be proof. And number three, I have the proof. Number four, so God exists. So how do you like that? I'm going to prove it to you because I have empirically proven, because I can hear it and see it and see it and see it. And I can hear it and taste it and smell it. Here's proof number one. Can you see that? That says Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible. That's right. You thought it couldn't be proven because the atheists had all the facts. Not today. Empirical. It's on film. I seen it. I read it. I tasted it. Number two, you didn't think there was a trinity. How you like this one here? Trillion. Trinities. It's trinities. It's about the Trinity. It's empirical. It's proven. It's on tape, so you know it's from Hollywood. It's got to be real. There's another one. Put this in your pipe and smoke it. This will blow your mind. The land before time. You always wondered what would happen before the Big Bang. Bingo, baby. Straight out of Hollywood. Nothing but facts. Yes. And how do I know? Because I have a WW degree. That's right. WW. Why? I have proof, don't I? Well, I've just proven my case. Many people says we're uneducated, we act stupid and crazy. Well, I think I've just brought some sense to this argument, and I'm not messing around no more because I belong to the NRA. You know what that means, don't you? National Religious Association. Yeah, that's right.
Go ahead. Make my day.
People, because we imperialize everything. We can smell everything. We can hear everything. We can see it. We can taste it. We can smell it and see it. And I showed you what I seen. I saw it. I seen all these. Land before time. Go out and buy it. If you want to know what happened before the Big Bang, bingo, baby. Hollywood. 5. Okay. Now, what are you going to say about that? Whoops. Everything's backwards here. But I'm not backwards because I have a WW degree and I went to Wikipedia school. That's right. All them facts. I know them all, every one of them. I got them memorized. And I'm doing psychology stuff right now and fallacious stuff. Okay. I got to go. Goodbye. I need a coffee.
In his bio, Hexibase says, I live in southern Arizona, United States, in a small historical town called Tombstone. I am self-employed as the owner of PWK Designs, and I work as an acoustic engineer. I'm also a professional YouTuber, I suppose. I enjoy working with sound, obviously, photography, woodworking, and vlogging. What I tend to produce for YouTube is, well, it's a variety channel, so it's a mix of science stuff, speaker reviews, rants, and of course vlogs.
Unlike many of the other YouTube partners, I've never gotten into the habit of asking people to like my videos, since approbation isn't so much a product of conscious decision making as it is a spontaneous reaction to something that meets with your approval. So I can't very well insist that you feel positively about the material, even though liking videos on YouTube is more akin to a social gesture than it is an impartial rating formed on the basis of some universally agreed upon criteria. Even so, it shouldn't take us panhandling for approval before it occurs to the people whether or not our work is worthy of it. Not to mention that unsolicited approval is worth more than anything you could ever draw out of your audience by means of blunt persuasion, where essentially you're saying, "Here, click this button before you go." Well, I don't necessarily think we need the reminder. Just a reason.
The following 2 videos are on the topic of antinatalism, which you may not have heard of. If that's the case, here is a relatively brief description and definition. Antinatalism is a philosophical position that assigns a negative value to birth, standing in opposition to natalism. It has been advanced by figures such as Schopenhauer, Zizek and Benatar. Groups that encourage antinatalism or pursue antinatalist policies include the voluntary human extinction movement. Some supporters of the antinatalist position assert that their philosophy could solve problems such as overpopulation, famine, suffering, and depletion of non-renewable resources. This is what Old Fan has to say about herself. Amanda Suknick, also known as Old Fan, is a fat, bipolar, learning disabled tranny with a huge toy collection. She is a monster. Also operates as a sculptor and printmaker in the Chicagoland area. Started out making toy reviews on YouTube in 2009 and now focuses on confessionals, antinatalism and art.
Antinatal man, opposer of the imposition, corroder of the superstition that life is good. Antinatal man, we're in a terrible position. DNA man has us in submission, and life's not good. Antinatal man, he's on a mission, filled with ambition to stop new life. So no new additions out of commission will he make life on earth. Antinatal man, don't challenge your cognition, argue till you have a new definition of life itself. Kill your gods and magicians, throw away your traditions, temper your addictions, because life sucks.
Graytaicho says, I live on a council estate in Manchester and I'm a carer. My main interests are art, philosophy and music. I'm a fan of Japanese culture, certain anime shows and such. I tend to just make serious philosophy videos, but I've produced a respectable amount of lulz also.
I'm charging the anti-natalists with rendering nothingness as their god.
It's dangerous, risk creation, unneeded need. The alternative to that is, yes, nothing. It's not a god. It's just an acceptance of the fact that we don't have great choices. We got bad and we got worse. It's not a savior, except that it prevents harm. Yeah, which is a good thing.
Now, to address your points, you make a causally normative connection between the pending extinction of human beings and our deliberate acceleration of it. In other words, extinction is going to happen, therefore we should accelerate it.
You should deal with it. And it sort of just makes the idea that you're going somewhere by remaking copies of yourself, that just doesn't have anywhere to go. It's going to hit a brick wall of physics. So why invest in it? Why force that last generation to walk into the brick wall? Or the last generations? Because this brick wall might happen hard. Environmental destruction and hundreds of millions of people being killed nastily every year for a long time, maybe. You are putting the children on that fucking boat. You're putting them in this boat with holes in it. It will rot and it will sink. And you're sentencing them to be on the boat that rots and sinks. So the rational thing to do is to not make the children that'll have to be in that boat.
This is a complete non sequitur, equivalent in form to I'm going to die, therefore I should commit suicide.
Well, no, it has nothing to do with that. If you get a cancer diagnosis, okay, a dramatic one, and you know you're done, it's perfectly rational to say, let's not do it messy, let's do it clean. I don't have any obligations, I don't have any pressing engagements that are hugely important, so yeah, let's just not do that ending thing the hard way, let's do the ending thing the graceful way. So that's the argument here, and you're saying there's something intrinsically or fundamentally irrational in that idea. Sorry, it makes perfectly good sense.
Okay, the movie is going to end, therefore turn it off.
Well, that's a stupid metaphor, right? Movies don't drive nails through your head. Movies don't give you cancer. Movies don't harm sentient creatures. Movies don't run their car over the little rabbit's fucking spine. So, I mean, this is a blood-gushing goddamn snuff film. Yeah, end the snuff film. Prevent the snuff film. Don't make chapter 2 of the snuff film. Can you understand that metaphor?
Now, intrinsic to the fact that the movie will end is in itself not a compelling reason to end it.
Well, that's not the reason. So again, that's what you call a straw man. Do you have a fancy word for straw man? Because you just made a straw man, phony, fake argument. It's not our argument that that's the reason you end it, is because it's going to end. You end it because it's going to end badly.
There's one video in the final that we're unable to show here due to copyright restrictions. However, I do have a brief bio for the person in question, and that is Crown Jewels 84, who says, I am a 28-year-old boy. I live and work in sunny, temperate southeast England. I work as a 3D animator. I love to talk, to laugh, to watch, and to listen, and occasionally, sometimes, even rarely, I like to think, but it hurts my brain, so I do it sparingly. Archiveofbscurity's bio is written very much in the style of his videos. He says, I live in a London called London. I have cat. In my lifetime I want to do fun things, such as dancing in the snow, playing on my keyboard, and undermining the fundamental dogmas maintaining a sick world system which strangles and retards the creative energies of a vast quantity of its population. The videos I make are normally about cat, but also occasional life water and the Romans. There are many jokes about the differences between men and women for added comic effect.
Oh no, it is time for you to die, which is a great shame, because you have accomplished nothing with your life. You spent all your money on the cake. Now you are, how you say, fat, and you have accomplished nothing. Where are your friends? Where are your little girlfriends? They are all dead, and you have nothing to hold on to, for you have accomplished nothing. You laugh at the Bela when he say he will be atomic superstar. Now who is laughing? For I have little star on the floor. I have thousands of fans. People are inspired by Bella's intensity. Whereas you have accomplished nothing. All of your time and your energy, you spent it all making a cake and drinking the fermented of the barley. And you went to work, a job you didn't even want to do, which you could not find any pride in. And now, in your dying hour, you must face the fact that it was all for nothing. And you have accomplished nothing.
DE97531 has this to say. I live near Louisville, Kai in the USA. I spend much of my time self-producing original music, playing musical instruments and drawing. I also enjoy physical activity, running, jumping, climbing and barefooting in outdoor environments. I tend to be interested in art, music, philosophy, mysticism, underexplored ideas, the strange and bizarre, and life in general. On YouTube, I enjoy making improvised videos, music videos, weird, silly videos, and short animations. This is what Hammeredshitsteak has to say about himself. I'm Hunas, and I'm a comic book artist from Finland. I'm also a documentary fanatic, especially when it comes to Werner Hertzog's documentaries. Human rights, among other subjects, is one of my biggest passions when it comes to the world we all live in. On YouTube, I make videos about it, alongside my biggest pastime hobby, tabletop role-playing games. The video you're about to watch is his response to a documentary on YouTube called The Slaves of Dubai, which explores the plight of migrant workers there and the wealth which has been built on their suffering.
While on my travels, I came across a peculiar person. The locals tell me he is a madman who believes the skyscrapers of Dubai are built with human skeletons.
Well, of course, you know, these giant-ass Dubai construction companies send these recruiting agents into places like Bangladesh, into India, into Pakistan, and they go into these small villages where these poor people reside, and they go there to recruit them. And, you know, if you only pay this down payment of this huge amount, like £2,000 or something, you can have the visa and you have the opportunity to go to Dubai and work and get like this huge amount of money in a month, at least huge amount to them, and you just have to give this down payment and we'll send you there into this paradise world to work in a construction business, and you can easily in a few years you'll have enough money to get yourself a farm or you know, provide for your family, get a bigger house, and all this sort of good promises. And when the people come from those countries, from those villages into Dubai, those agents, those construction companies confiscate their passports, rip their contracts, and put them into these shanty towns where they live like 9 or 10 people in one little barrack room, where basically their facilities for, you know, their toilets, the bathrooms are just inhumanely terrible. There's just rivers of shit and piss everywhere, and they live in these terrible barracks, these shanty towns. Their lives, no one is allowed to go there to talk to them about their conditions, and they are not allowed to go outside of those places. They are given like the bare minimum of food. They get like what they basically eat, just like a handful of rice, and you know, once a month they'll get this special, like a little bit of tiny fish or something, when there's like, in those communities there's like over 40 people living in those places, and they get like that amount of food, like, ooh, joy. And you know, they have like these enforcer bosses in those camps who don't allow them to do shit. They can't escape because if their passports are confiscated, and because most of them can't afford that entry fee, they will either have to take a debt from the construction company itself, in which case they are already bonded to their whims, and you know, they are taken with a bus into the construction yard, work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and they are taken back with the bus into the shanty towns. Their life has no other outside stuff than that. It's just the same fucking menial thing. It's complete slavery. There's no dilly-dallying around it. It's slavery. And you know, when people talk about, oh, I'm going to Dubai, that's what I think about. I think about the fucking pain and suffering that people are feeling there working in this slavery. And you know, when I look at those buildings, you know, I see the skeletons that have been
piled up in construction of those. Yes, we are so modern, we are so first world and all that sort of stuff, while working with the ethics and morals of a fucking ancient Egyptians or something. You know, it's just insane.
His ramblings go on like this forever. Amnesty United has been contacted about the slavery in Dubai, but they are too busy concerning themselves with free pussy to help. For further information, watch the Vice report on the subject that is linked into the description box.
WarblesOnALot says, I've worked in automotives, aviation, insurance, and as a general nurse. A back injury ended the nursing career, so I bought a failed sheep farm where I still live. My focus on YouTube is getting my sunfoil known, though I cover all sorts of subjects. I see myself as a perfectly normal mad scientist, vegetarian, pacifist, greenie, celibate, tree hugger, poet and hillbilly, living like the fool on the hill on an endangered species sanctuary. I know I don't fit into the middle of normal society, so I live on the very outside edge, from where I try to contribute wherever I can. What is so extraordinary about Warble's videos is that he has never used a computer, and all his videos are filmed on a 2-megapixel Nokia.
Good morning, Kevin. You like your piece of bread? That's a boy. Yes. Yes, you're a clever boy, aren't you? Yeah, that's it. You get down a bit. And we'll give your mother one. You want a bit of bread? Give your little sister one. Kim, you get a bit of bread. And we come over here. And one for Mrs. Dogface. And one for Cindy. Second kangaroo to eat bread. And that's it, one for the Kurrawong. What about you, mate? Would you like a bit of bread too? Yes, Kevin, there you go. You can have one too. And what about you? I think you're Rowan of Wren, aren't you? The flying kangaroo? There you go, mate. Okay. And you would be Mrs. Whitetail? There we go. That's a girl. Yes, you're the other flying kangaroo. You've got the dropsies there, haven't you? It's okay. It's all right. It's only me sitting down. Come on. Get your bit of bread. That's a girl. Oh, yes. You're a good girl. Okay, so that's Mrs. Whitetail there. And Rowan of Wren, her boyfriend, the aerobatic kangaroo. Kim and Kerry. Kevin, the Kung Fu kangaroo, Mrs. Dogface, and the surviving remaining twin, and Cindy, the second kangaroo to eat bread. Okay, there's Mrs. Dogface. Okay. So that's the morning kangaroo feed. Would you like to sniff the lens, Kevin? Yes, that's your party trick, isn't it, mate? You're a good boy. What about you? Would you like to sniff the lens? Yes, that's a good girl. How about you, Kim? You're going to hop away a bit. Okay, that's the breakfast food, I think. WarblesOnALot to YouTube. Ciao.
Metasage's bio is as follows. Metasage is the awareness of a ghost that haunts New York City. He works mostly a series of meaningless jobs to support his son while he privately partakes in his true loves, philosophy, art, writing, poetry, music and filmmaking, of which he gives all away for free, knowing that there is no market for such endeavours in our current superficial mainstream commercial society.